to a slightly different episode of Is It Shit? Sean, what are we looking at today?
Today we are going to compare the SSL UC1 with the Control Strip 2 from Rocksolid Audio. They both do the same sort of job. They are both plug-in controllers designed specifically to control SSL plugins. Right, let's give you the backstory. So, I bought this one, I don't know, beginning of the year, 8-9 months ago, something like that. I use a lot of SSL channel strips, that is my go-to. And I really miss being able to actually grab hold of something and turn it. So I bought this, and it was £280. It was quite hard to get hold of. They're very sought after. They sell out as soon as they make them. Interestingly, they've just discontinued this and replaced it with a smaller version that does the same thing. I was really happy with it for a couple of months, and then it started to drive me a bit mad. Mainly because of the way it works. So it can work using MIDI controller messages, but that is really faffy and not very fast. They have invented this app called Control Hub, and it runs this thing called mouse mode, where basically this takes control of your mouse. And when you calibrate it, when you start turning one of these controls, the mouse moves to that point and does the business on the plugin as if you were doing it with the mouse. Now that works all right, but because it's using the mouse, you can only do one at a time. And mixing is getting on there and, you know...
Two hands, Sean. Two hands.
The other thing, there is nothing on it that shows you where these knobs are. So you have to look at the screen. The knobs are here. So you have to look at the screen. And if you're looking at the screen, that kind of kills it. That kind of kills the whole point of it. And the other thing I found was that every now and again it would miss. I'd go to turn the control, nothing would happen. I'd look at the screen and the mouse was missing it. So it started to infuriate me a bit.
Okay. So how did you rectify your infuriation?
I got rid of it. Well, I haven't, it's still here. But I went out and I bought the SSL UC1, which, let's be honest, is a lot more money. It was 515 quid. But I plugged it in, downloaded the software, and it just works. It just works. And you don't have to look at the screen at all. In fact, you can turn the screen off and just mix. It shows you, because there's LED rings around everything, where all these controls are. There is an actual physical bus compressor meter there, which shows you what's going on with that. There's a little screen that tells you what channel you're looking at for the bus compressor and for the channel. You literally can just look at this and scoot along and do your mix. It feels like it sounds like it. Instantly I was like, wow, okay.
We were looking at this earlier, weren't you, with your software, with the software interface as well.
Yeah, so
you don't even have to look at your DAW.
No, the 360 software shows you all the different instances you've got of your SSL plugins. And obviously the other thing I mentioned when we were looking at the 4000B plugin is that now comes with this. So, and if you've already got this, you can download a free copy of that. So now we've got two different channels you can run on this, both SSL, both work flawlessly with this, and the bus compressor. And I guess the only elephant in the room is that I chose as my favourite SSL channel the Brainworks over the actual SSL.
Yeah.
So this has meant I've had to go to using the SSL over the Brainworks. And do you know what? It's worth it, because this is quicker. This is, the percentage difference between them was tiny. And I would say the 4000B that's come out has got all the mojo that I maybe thought I was missing. So it's done the trick. And the fact is you can grab more than one control at a time, and each of them only does one thing. So you can't, get it wrong. It looks like the real thing, feels like the real thing. It's incredibly well made. It's rock solid. So, which is interesting because that's what the company that make that are called.
Yeah, well, there we go. So, Sean, is it SSL?
It's actually SSL, and it's actually not.
Sorry,
shit.
I mean, is it shit? Yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, this is really good. This is really good. It's difficult to come up with a vibe on the Rocksolid thing because I think it's a good idea. I'm not sure that just yet it's all the way there.
Well, we're moving into surely a new era of hardware control for software plugins. We see a lot of it with the reverbs. We're seeing more of it with the channels.
I love it. It's getting me to the point where I'm less inclined to buy a piece of hardware. In fact, I told you a story the other day, didn't I? There was literally a piece of hardware I was going to go and buy, and I thought, I'll have a play with the plugin first just to see what that's like, and I no longer wanted to buy the hardware. So
A bit like pornography.
That's an interesting comparison. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Well, on that bombshell, Sean.
Yes.
Is it worth the SSL
UC1?
UC1? Is it shit?
No, not at all. It's beautiful. I think it's a fantastic piece of gear, and although it's quite pricey, I think that is cheap for what you're getting.
We're liking this tactile controller usage for tactile plug-in control.
You've heard me whinge before about having visual representations.
Yeah.
I mean about everything.
Yeah.
But visual representations of EQs on screens, they bug me because you stop using your ears. This is a step further. You don't even have to look at the screen. You're just using your ears and controlling the controls, and that's how it used to be. And I think you get to the place you want to be quicker.
Exciting times, ladies and gentlemen, exciting times.
Yes.
Might I remind you, please subscribe to our channel.
Do that.
Switch on the notifications and you'll know when we are releasing more mediocre content.
Do that, and we'll see you in the next one.